on behalf of the elders, I'm here. And here's what all the elders wish we could do. We wish we could pull up a chair and sit and have a conversation with each one of you and talk you through the heart of our church. And, today we told you we're going to give you a building update, and we are. And as you came in, you thought, oh my goodness, what is happening around here, right? The hallway is a mess, right? It's like my wife, we swung by last night, and she's like, I can't believe you're inviting people to come into the service, and, and it looks like this. I said, I know, but what are we going to do? So first of all, let me say thank you. Thank you for overlooking our mess. It's been ongoing now for over a year, or a year this month. This month, we started that whole construction project. It's just crazy. But thank you for your grace. Thank you for the way that you have prayed with us through this. And you see this right here. Go back. All of a sudden, I thought I had a touchscreen. We don't have a touchscreen. I didn't touch that. This is our heart right here. In our old lobby, like we really don't have a lobby right now. There's that fake construction wall that's up there keeping us out of their way. This was in our lobby. Some of you are new and you don't even know what it looked like before construction, right? Well, we used to have this in there because this is our heart. And if I could just sit down with you and share, our heart is for Rhode Island. Why is it for Rhode Island? Because God is for Rhode Island. John 3:16, right? For God loved the world, or we could take world out and insert Rhode Island, or any state, any country, because it's literally the world, every person, all 1.1 million people who live in the state of Rhode Island. God is for them, and that's our posture. That's the way we want to show up around here, is that this is what we're for. We're for Rhode Island. Why? Because God is for Rhode Island. And that is the why behind the lobby expansion. It is about to enable us. It's a tool to enable us to be able to reach more people. You remember how it used to be, for those of you who've been here longer than a year, you remember how it was, like that lobby was so packed. It was like you could hardly have a conversation. And so this tool, this resource is going to open up a big space for us to have meaningful conversations where discipleship can happen. Right there near the fireplace that will be in the new space, on a high top table, standing around a cup of coffee or sitting if you choose. Right? In that space, meaningful discipleship forming conversations will be able to happen. Meaningful prayer will be able to happen in that space. But also, we were able to get 3 new classrooms out of that on the 2nd floor. So it's opening up more opportunities for our growth tracks, which is where discipleship happens. So more people will be able, in fact, all people, because we want to give all abilities full access to our building. That lobby was about an elevator. And bringing in elevator companies, bringing in other contractors, all of them said this is the best way to do what you're wanting to do to fulfill that vision. So this is the why. And I want you to put names, faces. This is our beloved grandmother at Hope Church. Like, I've adopted her as you're like our grandmother here. Thank you, Eleanor. Eleanor Miller has been around here much longer than I have. Much longer. I've been here, it'll be 26 years at Christmas time. She's been around here like almost double that. She, in the summertime, she is still serving VBS, having to climb up those stairs that put so much, it's hard work for her just to get up the stairs. But she does it year after year faithfully. But there's many people, even if they worked so hard, could never get up those stairs. We want to make it easier for people like Eleanor to get upstairs so that they can serve or go to a discipleship class. It doesn't matter what classroom we have it in. And then we have families like the Rivera family. If you don't know this dear family, you're missing out. This dear family, they are prayer warriors. They not only are they prayer warriors, they are totally submitted to God, and God is leading them to do this nonprofit, and they're on this way of creating a nonprofit to serve families with special abilities. We want to create where Nathan, their child, one of their children, is able to get to the youth room upstairs. Right now, he can't do that. He can't partake. And we've done everything we could, switching classrooms, getting them down here in the lobby space, kicking adults out. Thank you for being generous, adults, with that and understanding. But we wanted to serve the kids. But with that new elevator out there, the whole family is going to be able to come and worship. We're able to create a calming room, a quiet space where kids with special abilities are able to de-escalate. That's what this is allowing us to do. And at some point in November, they gave us a date, but honestly, we don't trust their date. They've given us 3 other dates, and they've come and gone. But at this point, I think we're comfortable saying, barring some, disaster, at some point in November, we're going to be able to open up that space. So the light is literally at the end of the tunnel. And that's why you're seeing all this, because they're ripping out the floor here so that they can carry the new floor right into this space here, so it's all will look as one, along with the ceiling. So that's why you're seeing all this disruption out there. And again, I know it's a mess, but thank you for being patient with us. But here's the question: what can you do to help us wrap up this project well? And just like we saw Jesus say, pray. This is what you need to pray. You need to pray for the people and the families who need this now. Like the elders are concerned with those of you who need this space, or those families that need this space now. We're praying for you. We've been praying for you. And I know 1 year has seemed like 5 years. And I know I've gotten more gray hairs over this whole thing. So it's been long and taxing. But we want you to pray for the people who are going to come. Think about the people who are going to come. Right? Think about how that lobby space is going to be packed with new people. Because there's space, they're not going to feel crowded. Some people come now and they're like one and done. I can't even hardly get in the place. But we're just, again, it's a tool to be able to reach more people. So will you pray in advance for these people? And will you pray about the shortfall, the giving? We are still $250,000 short to make that final bill. And here's what I'm asking you to do, because we know how tight things are. Listen, I went to Stop and Shop the other day. I walked out of there with one bag and it was $38. I was like, oh my gosh. So listen, I understand. And so that's why I'm just asking you to pray. You guys have been so generous in your generosity since 2019 when we kicked this off, and then COVID hit. Like, we've just had one thing after the other, right? But God has been faithful through it all. And we're only, out of that, we're only $250,000 short. That's it. God's got this. And we just need you to pray with us that he'll finish this up, that he'll help us to wrap this up, where we won't have to take out of our reserves, but that we will be able just pay it all in full. So will you pray that God will help us make this up? And if you're at a place, maybe you pray over the next 2 months and you say, God, maybe I can give a special offering to just this one piece, this one component. It's the 4 Rhode Island line. You can give to just the Rhode Island line, and 100% of that goes to finish this project over here, as well as to help us launch a new multi-site where we're asking 100 of you to go help us do that as well. There is so much vision here that there's no way our budget can do this. So it's God, and it's because God is for Rhode Island. So will you join us in this kind of prayer? Will you pray for the people? Will you pray for our families now? And will you pray for this shortfall? Will you do that, church?